heart of Texas. The trailer park is nice and dark. Deep in the heart of Texas. That drinks his brew and he spits his chew. Deep in the heart of Texas. The TV blares, but no one cares. Deep in the heart of Texas. Here we go. Hey, everybody. Welcome to
Bois.
King of the Hill podcast. I'm Mike.
And I'm Rusty.
Rusty, it is the holiday season.
It is the holiday season.
Specifically, today is Christmas.
Today is Christmas.
Today is Christmas. Now, we may be recording this from the past, but today is Christmas.
Today is Christmas, yeah, from the future.
Merry Christmas and Happy Boxing Day tomorrow.
And, yeah, Happy Boxing Day tomorrow.
I still don't know what a
Canadians.
Boxing Day is, but
I'm not sure what it is. I just knew when I was a kid it was a day that you didn't go to school.
we watched a movie last night, that stupid Violent Night.
Violent Night?
You know, with the guy from Stranger Things. He's Santa.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that.
And at one point, one of the bad guys goes, "My favorite holiday is Boxing Day." And I was like, I don't, it's just so random. I didn't understand it.
My holiday favorite is Santa Defeats the Martians.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's my favorite holiday movie.
The really good one is, I think it's, I want to say it's like Norwegian or something, but it's about these guys going searching for Santa and like they capture him in this cage and take him back and stuff. I don't remember the name of it, but it's really good.
Yeah, it sounds crazy. Yeah, it sounds pretty good.
I think it was Love Actually, I think is the name of it.
Love Actually.
Yeah, it's very good. Okay, so special episode today.
Yep.
Because it's Christmas, because it's the season of caring and brotherly love and blah, blah, blah. We have our first competitor podcast on our podcast.
The first one that I was able to schedule
That's
a
right.
interview
Well,
with,
no matter
for
what,
sure.
they're still the first, right?
They are the first, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, and so we've been doing this for how long now?
We will be
2.5
coming up on
years?
it'll be 2 years in the beginning. At the
2
beginning
years.
At the beginning of the year, it'll be 2
Okay.
years.
So we've been doing this for 2 years. Never had a we don't have a ton of guests on, but
No, we've had a spattered few.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot. We got a lot more coming up in the new year for sure. I've got a lot more stuff in store
Cool.
in the new year
Great.
that I've worked up.
That's awesome. We got a live show coming up this next year
Live show.
in March.
Yeah.
I got some announcements to make about that on the next episode. So on Friday's episode, we're going to make some announcements about that live show. And then one quick announcement. Some of the comments I've seen on Spotify, one of them in particular asked for us to have a call-in line. So,
cool.
So we now have a call-in line. Anybody wants to text us, anybody wants to leave a message, we're not going to answer it during the show because I don't want to do that much editing.
Yes, a lot
But,
of it could go sideways.
That's right.
Could go sideways quick.
But if you'll leave a message, I can guarantee you if it's
Appropriate.
we'll play it. Yeah.
I mean, it
It's
could
not much
be,
of a guarantee, but I'll guarantee you
Yeah,
that.
it could be a little crazy, but
So here we go. Here's the
I
number,
guess
and
we'll
I'll give it
decide.
again at the end. 254, because we're in Waco, Texas. 721-4007. 721-4007. Call now, no waiting. I can't wait until that first person says long-time listener, first-time caller.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. All right. Without any further ado, Rusty, you want to tell us about this gentleman that's on the line with us?
yeah. So this is Brad from the Hill Kings podcast.
Hill Kings!
As a King of the Hill podcast host, I try to be on the up and up of other shows.
Heck yeah.
And I do listen to a lot of other shows, and you can always find inspiration and stuff like that. Because after 2 years of doing it, sometimes I just I lose track of what's going on, and sometimes need a refresher.
Sometimes I just find Rusty wandering around downtown.
aimlessly,
aimlessly.
with a sheet over my head, screaming with my arms hanging over my head, muttering to myself.
That may or may not be a gentleman we saw coming in
Yeah,
when we
may or
came
may
in
not
today.
be.
Brad,
But Brad from the Hill Kings podcast.
yeah,
What's up, man?
Brad, are you there?
What is up,
What's-
gentlemen? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, we appreciate you being on.
So, Brad,
Yeah.
without giving your, by the way, what's your dog's name?
Umi.
Umi.
He's She's in our theme song, actually. She's prominently featured on the
Very
show.
nice.
She never shuts
wow.
up.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's great. No, don't shut that
Very
dog
vocal.
up. That dog's great. How old is she?
I think she's about 5
Yeah.
at this point. She's a border collie,
Oh, okay.
never-ending energy.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, big ball
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah. Good for them. Okay, so Brad, why'd you start the Hill Kings podcast?
That's a great question.
Well, thank you.
I think it really just came from my co-host Chris. Just sent me a text message
Yeah.
and said, "When are we doing a podcast about King of the Hill?"
Fantastic.
And I was like, "We can do one right now." He's been a fan. He's like a huge fan of the show. I watched it a lot growing up as a kid in Canada, so it was kind of my first
Oh wow.
exposure to
Oh, my-
Texas.
Oh my God.
And then
The Boxing
yeah.
Day thing.
yeah,
I did.
yeah,
I
Boxing
had
Day,
I had no idea. I had no idea. Maybe you can explain it to us here in a second. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Well-
You just caught me off guard with the Boxing Day.
No, yeah. I was going to chime in about the Boxing
Cool.
Day thing. I think most Canadians don't actually know what it's about. It really is just another day to hang out and eat food. It's
Oh,
just
yeah?
kind of an extension of Christmas.
Yeah,
It
pretty
was
much,
always
yeah.
my
Oh.
favorite. 'Cause
Huh.
we would do like the white elephant thing every year on Boxing Day, and
Oh
we still
wow.
don't got to go back to school. So
Yeah, that's very nice. I do like that explanation because
Yeah,
I think
I,
that would be my favorite day also. You know, Brad, I'm a big fan of like Thanksgiving because I've said it over and over. There are no expectations. You know, you just show up, you leave,
Yeah.
you watch TV, there's football, whatever, right? Whereas when you get to Christmas, you got to go to grandma's house and this house and that
Mhm.
house, and everybody expects a present, and screw you. So Boxing Day sounds wonderful to me.
Yeah, I remember.
Well, yeah,
I'm originally from England, so that was something that we had too. Was Boxing Day.
First it's
obviously.
Germans, then it's Canadians, now
Yeah,
it's the English.
But
Yeah.
we're taking over.
well, I've been in Texas long enough to be considered more Texan than English.
Yeah, he
but,
sounds English, doesn't he?
But yeah. No, so I remember Boxing Day. Yeah, it was just another day to do nothing. You know, it was another crazy holiday, Guy Fawkes Day. So when we were kids
That's the
in
mask
England,
thing, right?
yeah, well, the movie or whatever, whatever movie that was, I can't remember
V
the
for
name of it.
Vendetta,
Yeah,
right?
V for Vendetta. Yeah, great
Yeah.
movie. But we would actually burn an effigy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we would actually
Of?
burn an effigy of Guy Fawkes.
Oh,
You
okay.
would burn the effigy of Guy Fawkes, and they would do these big bonfires in people's backyards and stuff, and all the neighborhood would come together. It's like a community thing.
That sounds.
Oh no, yeah, we do that on Boxing Day.
Oh, see, all of that
Okay.
sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it was
I
fun.
don't think
We
that
just
sounds
burn
good at
a
all.
giant box. Yeah.
Do you? Yes. No, Bill. That box is not big enough. Get the bigger box.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, where are you guys? Without giving away your address or anything, what part of the country are you guys in?
Chris is in Oklahoma.
Oh.
I moved to Oklahoma from Canada when I was in high school.
Oh, cool,
so
cool.
King of the Hill was still airing on TV, and it was still like a weekly watch for me. But
Yeah.
I went from knowing Texas as just this fictional place in a cartoon that I watched to we were in southwestern Oklahoma where I moved. So we were like right on the border. We would go to Wichita Falls pretty frequently. We would also go to Dallas for hockey games, Canada.
Yeah.
And I started to actually get the experience of seeing Texas in real life and
Yeah.
kind of drew some comparisons there. But yeah, Chris is in Oklahoma. I am currently in Oregon.
Oh,
So I made my
Oregon.
way
Yeah.
north.
Okay. Yeah, you're just moving all over the place, huh?
Yeah, we're nomads. over
There
here.
you go. That's good. Nothing makes for a better podcast than being on the road. So Chris, where are y'all at in currently as far as the series goes?
So we just started recording season 2.
Okay.
As far as the episode releases,
Awesome.
episode 10 is about to drop. So
Okay.
we're almost through with releasing season 1, and then season 2 kind of up in the air when we're going to start releasing. Because Chris just
Sure.
Yeah.
had his little baby.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know when we're gonna
Congratulations,
be
Chris.
able to- Yeah, the kid's name is Hank. by the way.
Oh, that's lovely.
That's awesome.
I love that.
That's-
yeah.
that's-
That is awesome.
And we're gonna call him Good Hank.
That's a
That's
yeah, I
great.
love that. That's a
That is awesome. I
that's a
love that.
mother that just wasn't paying attention is what that is.
yeah. I still don't know if she knows.
She might not.
No, wait,
yeah.
this is official? Okay, well, get those divorce papers. Okay, so give us kind of the rundown, like elevator pitch of your podcast. How does it go? How does it work? What can people expect when they tune in?
Yeah, so I try to make it very segment based. We always start the show with a segment that I do called This Week in Arlen, which is my favorite part of the show.
Yeah.
I look at the original air date of the episode, and I see what was going on in the world and like pop culture and news
Oh, what a good
on
idea.
that night to kind of
Yeah.
like put ourselves in the time period. So
Yeah.
we look at the TV guide. I'm always trying to make it a Simpsons podcast because I was a huge Simpsons guy growing up.
yeah.
So we talk about like what episode of The Simpsons came out, what else
Sure.
was on TV, what movies, video games, what people may have died on that week,
Wonderful.
anything that was going on in the world. Then we recap the episode, and at the end we have what we call the Alley segment,
Yeah.
where we give the episode a ranking out of a 6-pack of Alamo beers. So each episode gets its own rating, and then we crown each episode's Hill King.
Okay.
So who we thought was the MVP of the ep,
Yeah.
who stood supreme. It's usually Luann. We're Luaniacs. we're loose stands, as we say. And we actually just recorded our season recap where we went through all of our ratings and all of our Hill Kings, and we crowned the best episode of the season and the overall Hill King of season 1. And we're going to do that for every season.
That is awesome. That's
is
a
awesome.
really great setup you've got there. I mean, that's
awesome.
yeah. I love the alley part. I love ranking people out of a 6-pack. I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We're very visual based too.
Yeah.
We're on YouTube. I edit in like screenshots from the episode and
Very
references
nice.
and just like over the screen as we're talking. And
Yeah.
we have little cartoons during the Hill King segment, little beers that pop up. And
We are on YouTube as well, but they've asked us to take it all down because they don't like the looks of us. So yeah, never gotten that kind of email before,
never.
but at
we
least
haven't gotten there yet.
yeah. So that's fantastic, man. So what kind of response you been getting? You hearing from any fans or anything like that?
We've had a few. It's slow going.
Sure.
Weirdly, with the amount of editing that I put on YouTube is by far our lowest.
Yeah.
We have a lot more audio listeners,
Yeah.
so I guess people don't want
Yeah.
to see our faces. either.
Audio is generally going to be
Video
your
stuff.
best one. Video stuff's really hard.
Yeah.
So you got to crack the algorithm.
Yeah.
You got to crack the algorithm for sure.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much like sometimes you got to post the same video 3 times. You know what I mean? The shorts, like especially with the shorts, that's the heavy thing you like focusing on would be shorts for sure, like short form content.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've got a TikTok, and I put some like highlights up on there every now and then, and
Very nice.
those have actually better than most of them.
Oh, I
So,
would imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting to the point where everything is going to be short form at some point, and you know, they just like we do a ton of shows here on the network. We've got 150 plus shows on the network, and there's even our sports stuff. We've gotten to the point where we cut it up into like 2-3 minutes, you know, just chunks.
Yeah.
Because people just don't. I don't understand how Joe Rogan still does what he does, because
Yeah,
it just
4-hour podcast.
yeah, it just seems far too long. But you know, there's a unicorn for everything. So I guess he's it.
Probably so.
So what do you have planned? Anything big coming up with the podcast, or just keep on keeping on, or what?
Well, we just had our first guest,
Yeah. Who-
a guy that his name's Jeffrey James. He had never seen an episode of King of the Hill before, but he hosts a show called the Headgum Podcast.
I
that
know.
guest on.
I know this dude.
Oh, no way.
I interviewed him for a show called Podcast Diaries.
Oh, no way.
Probably a year and a half ago.
Oh, wow.
But yeah,
Small world.
if you talk to him, tell him I said hey. Tell him Mike said hey, because I absolutely interviewed that guy, and he's super nice.
Oh yeah, he's a good dude. I work for HeadGum, the podcast network.
Very nice.
So I've got a direct in with him, and I'm on his show occasionally. So he was nice enough to come and join us and experience King of the Hill for the first time ever. So
that is fantastic.
that'll come out sometime. I think that should bring some of that fan base over to us. So that's exciting.
So
other than that, it's kind of up in the air with Chris having the kid. I don't know when we're going to record it.
Yeah. So working for HeadGum, tell me what you do. Are you mostly an editor, or what do you do there?
No, I'm actually on the ad sales.
Oh, okay.
Side of things. We have a platform called Gumball.
Yeah.
An ad sales marketplace for host-read podcast advertising.
Right.
So shows can list their inventory on there real time, and advertisers can go on and essentially check out like your online shopping, but for a host-read podcast ad.
Right. Yeah.
So we sell all of our own network shows, but then 200 plus other independent and other network podcasts on there as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, HeadGum's been around for a while, and they've made some really good stuff. So that's pretty impressive.
It's exciting times.
Yeah.
We just got David Cross. David Cross's new podcast.
Really?
On the
Oh, wow. That's fantastic. Yeah. So where are they? Are you officing out of Oregon there? Is that their headquarters, or you work remotely mostly?
Yeah, I'm pretty much the only remote employee.
Wow.
Kind of everyone else. We have a studio in New York. We have a studio in LA.
Yeah.
And I'm over here in Oregon. There's a couple people who live outside the city in New York, but they're in the office all the time. So I'm really the only one slumming it.
So
up here in the north.
Who do you have dirt on that you're allowed to just stay at home and the rest of them have to go into the office?
I honestly don't know. I don't know what at all.
Good. We'll stop talking about it so it doesn't end. That's great. So tell me about, so we know what you do. What about your co-host? What does he do?
Yeah, Chris is, we actually used to work together back when I lived in Oklahoma.
Okay.
I kind of got him in on the job. He works for an outdoor rep agency selling outdoor, a variety of different outdoor brands like hiking and skiing and that kind of thing. So he travels around Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Nebraska, and that's what I was doing before. West Texas was in my territory when I was at that job. So a lot of driving around selling shoes.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. It sounds like a wonderful smelling car. So do you ever get down this way, or are you pretty much landlocked up there?
Yeah, I was in Austin earlier this year. Our company had our retreat in Austin, and then I made my way up to DFW for a day or so, and then drove over to Oklahoma.
We're in between the two.
Actually,
we're in between Dallas and Austin.
We're in Waco. Yeah.
Right.
So I'm going to put this out there for you and your co-host. March 1st, we'll be doing a live show here in town at a 3-day event that our company is throwing, and we've got our band that does our theme. They're going to come in, they're going to open for us and that sort of thing. But this is a 3-day event. If you guys want to come, just drop us a line. I'd be happy to get you guys some tickets and stuff, and so you can see some podcasts. And if, and this is a big if you wanted to get on stage, I'd be happy to facilitate that as well.
That would be super cool. I'll actually be back in Austin in March as well for South by Southwest for work stuff. And I know it's an easy trip for Chris, so we'll have a chat about it.
Yeah, just let us know. Let us know. We'd love that. And this is the thing, right? As Rusty said, we've reached out to a ton of King of the Hill podcasts, and most of them are very combative. They're like,
really?
They're like, no, we're not. We don't have anything to do with you, and then they block us. And it's like, we just want to spread the news, spread the love here, And so
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I really appreciate you coming on. It's awesome because you are honestly the first one that was like, oh yeah, we'd love to. So
That's so surprising.
isn't
to
that
me.
weird? Yeah, you would think especially this fan base, that they would be very open to being part of a bigger thing.
Well, we did have one other one that wanted to be on, but it was hard to like the scheduling hasn't been right. But other than
Yeah.
that, yeah, there was two other ones.
There were a
kinda-
couple that blocked us though. Yeah, they
Yeah.
were.
It's hilarious.
It's just it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Well, go ahead and give us your little elevator pitch about your podcast. Tell people where to find it, where to find more information about you guys, and do a small commercial real quick.
Yeah, so the Hill Kings podcast, we are a couple of buddies who love hanging out and talking about cartoons and the 90s. We go through all of your favorite episodes of King of the Hill, and we decide who is the king of each episode's canon. And it's a fun, visual-based, little goofy jaunt that you can tune into every week on YouTube and Apple and Spotify.
Fantastic. Well, that's great. Well, Brad, thank you so much for coming on, man. We really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
we appreciate you coming on. For sure.
Appreciate it.
Would love to check in every once in a while and just see how things are going for you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'd love to. If you guys are down for it, we'd love to have you on
Oh,
the show as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'd love to be
100%.
on for
Yeah,
sure, absolutely,
Yeah, I'd
yeah.
love to. I just have to check with my night nurse. Other than that, should be fine. Yeah.
Excellent.
All right, Brad. Well, thank you, man. We'll let you go and tell Chris congratulations. Once you file the paperwork at the courthouse, the name is sealed. It's a done
There's
deal.
no going back.
Yeah, so
Gotcha.
tell him, when she goes down for a nap or something, run over there and get it filed real quick, and that way he doesn't have to worry
I
about
think
it.
I think it's locked in already.
Good. That's
Oh,
great.
He
Yeah.
was quick
That's great.
then. Yeah, he was quick.
Well, hey, have a great Christmas. Have a lovely Boxing Day, and we'll talk to you soon.
And as we say here on the
Yeah.
Bois, our sign off always is Wimatanye.
Wimatanye
Oh,
indeed.
Wimatanye to you, gentlemen.
Yeah, Wimatanye.
Thanks
All
for
right,
having me
man.
on.
We'll talk soon. Bye.
See you guys.
Well, that was great.
Yep, that was a good.
He was
interview. I like that.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good.
What
It
a
was
nice
really
guy.
good. Yeah,
And he works for HeadGum, which is amazing.
which is it's pretty cool.
Maybe in my world, that's a big deal.
Yeah, that is a big deal.
Yeah, HeadGum makes some big podcasts, and they're doing David Cross's show, so that's a big
And
deal.
it's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty. I've
Yeah.
watched a little bit of it. It's pretty good.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
David Cross's
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
cool.
He had Jason Bateman on there and stuff. 'Cause
Wonderful.
They were in
Arrested Development.
Development or whatever.
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. I blew myself.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that just about does it, with the
Yeah.
exception of let's talk Christmas just for a second.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, or as they say in the old country, Merry Crimbo.
Did they say that?
I don't know. I've heard it before.
Okay.
I've heard it called. I've never heard anybody in the United States call it Crimbo.
Why would you call it Crimbo?
I don't know. I gotta look it up now
okay,
to find out
okay.
why. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. I know that not everybody celebrates Christmas, but if you do, we wish you a merry one. If it's Hanukkah, if it's Kwanzaa, whatever, we wish you a good one, a happy one. God Almighty, can 2024 be better than this year, please? We need to love each other, and we need to care about each other, and there is just not enough of that these days. So I've seen some comments on Spotify. Like I read one today where the guy said, I love your show, but the anti-Trump talk is too much and all this kind of stuff. And I just want everybody to understand.
Oh, there's Spotify stuff. I haven't ever
Yeah,
seen that stuff.
I want everybody to understand this is not a red podcast. It's not a blue podcast. I am firmly purple, and I believe in
There's too
treating.
much division.
I believe in treating people right, and
There's way too much division. I feel like everybody needs to stop worrying about all of that
Yeah.
auxiliary stuff
Yeah,
and just
please.
worry about people. Like
Please.
as people, like I don't care what you believe in. Why does it
No,
matter what I believe in?
It doesn't.
We all got to be here on this
Yeah.
same shithole together. We
That's
might
it.
as well make it the best we can make it.
Yeah.
All
And
all those people want is for us to be divided.
Well, and that's
anyway.
it. That's
Otherwise, they don't have a job.
That's exactly what I was going to say. When you start buying into what they're saying, and I don't care if it's red, don't care if it's blue, whatever. they're using you. They're using you. And so come over here to the Purple with the rest of us, and we'll try to take care of each other. But anyway, thank you to everybody for listening. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. I think it's over by now, but happy Hanukkah.
Yeah, it's definitely over.
Have a lovely Boxing Day. Merry Kwanzaa? I'd maybe say Happy Kwanzaa. I don't know which one you say. But let's say Merry Kwanzaa, Happy Kwanzaa. How about that? Have a happy Festivus for the rest of us. And we'll see you in, well, I guess we'll see you in, we've got one more. So Friday, we've got a couple of announcements we're going to make, and we're going to talk about some things coming up in the new year. But essentially, I guess this is us signing off for the year for the most part.
And happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and to all a good night.
That's it. We Matanya.
We Matanya.
I beat you to it.
Yeah, you did.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.